I'm going to give you one last chance to stop being so blasphemous, Scottie Pippen. Michael Jordan or LeBron James? Better, who are you going with?
Well, I'm going to go with Michael Jordan.
Okay.
But statistically, LeBron James is a better basketball player. And here's why. He fills the stats up across the board, night in and night out. You're talking about a kid who can easily average a triple-double if he chooses to. I don't think Michael Jordan had that option.
You don't think he had that option?
No.
He could have done that, especially with you?
No.
Especially with you?
It's not his demeanor.
Okay.
It's not his demeanor as a player. That's like me telling you that Kobe Bryant could have averaged a triple-double.
Kobe will tell you he could have anytime he wanted to.
Yes.
The GOAT debate just got personal. For years, we've watched the icy tension between Michael Jordan and LeBron James play out through subtle jabs and side eyes. But now, the truth is finally coming to light, and it reveals why not just MJ, but nearly every all-time great, from Magic to Pippen, has a problem with King James. The question is, does LeBron care? Or does he thrive as the villain? Let's break it down and get into the shocking truth about why LeBron James is so polarizing and why his ego might just be the reason legends like Jordan and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar can't stand him. LeBron James is undeniably one of the greatest players of all time. The stats don't lie, the rings don't lie, the longevity, unmatched. But here's the thing, LeBron doesn't just want to be in the GOAT conversation. He wants to end it by declaring himself the undisputed king. When he said this, that one right there made you the greatest player of all time, talking about his 2016 NBA Finals win legends like Michael Jordan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and even Magic Johnson were watching closely. The problem isn't that they don't respect LeBron's game. It's the fact that LeBron declared himself the greatest before proving it, let's face it. That's exactly what rubbed MJ the wrong way. He didn't need to say he was the GOAT because his play spoke for itself. But for LeBron, it's all about claiming that title and doing it loudly. Let's take a look at Michael Jordan's reaction when he first heard LeBron declare himself the GOAT. What happened next? Pure gold. In a now iconic moment, Jordan's face said more than 1,000 words. That subtle head shake and the laughter. It wasn't just a meme in the making. It was MJ's silent way of saying, "Not on my watch." Vincent Goodwill hit it on the head when he said that LeBron's claim is all about chasing validation. LeBron felt his 2016 comeback was the moment that solidified his GOAT status, but the truth is that probably annoyed Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, and others who were part of the era that helped shape the game.
That probably just doesn't annoy Michael Jordan. That probably annoyed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. It probably annoyed Magic Johnson.
I was ecstatic. Like, obviously, I showed that the first wave of emotion was when everyone saw me crying. Like, that was all for 52 years of everything in sports going on in Cleveland. And then after I stopped, I was like, that one right there made you the greatest player of all time. That one right there made you the greatest player of all time. Everybody was.
It's about chasing the validation. LeBron said, in 2016, winning the NBA championship, coming back from 3-1. That's the thing I felt like made me the greatest of all time. That probably just doesn't annoy Michael Jordan. That probably annoyed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. It probably annoyed Magic Johnson.
His career's not over. I'd just like to, why he's saying that, I don't know. Maybe he thinks that sells. Maybe he's taking the Donald Trump approach and trying to sell himself. I don't know.
My problem is more so with LeBron is if you are the greatest player, if people are saying you are the greatest player, or if people are saying Michael Jordan is the greatest player, why do you need to say it? Michael Jordan has never, ever said he's the greatest player to ever play the game. Why? He's respected all the other players before him. So for LeBron to say that, he's sort of pulling himself out of it.
It's not just retired players who have a problem with LeBron's self-proclaimed crown. Current NBA stars aren't fans either. Take former general manager of the Boston Celtics, Danny Ainge, for instance. He publicly questioned LeBron's statement, wondering if it was all just a way for him to sell himself. And then there's Scottie Pippen. Even though he's had differences with Jordan, Pippen pointed out something important. Why does LeBron need to say he's the greatest when everyone's already saying it? And it wasn't just the players. Experts, too, have had enough. Here's a bombshell take. From Pippen that's got everyone talking, Michael Jordan has never said he's the greatest player ever. Why? because he respects the guys who came before him. Pippen's words were like a shot fired, calling LeBron out for his self-appointed crown and comparing it to the humility of Jordan.
LeBron officially passed Larry Bird and got into the top 5 when he won his final championship, his only championship in Cleveland. In my mind, he still has a way to go clearly to pass Michael Jordan, Bill Russell, 11 championships, 13 years, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar,
the captain.
And my heart just won't let him pass Magic just yet.
I don't want it in a sense because I think it disrespects Wilt Chamberlain, Jerry West, all the guys that prior to me, I never had a chance to play against. What everybody's saying I am, I never had the chance to compete against other legends that was prior to me.
But that's not what Kobe wants to do.
Okay.
Kobe wants to score.
LeBron's not done yet. Michael Jordan undefeated in NBA Finals. I'm not comparing the nostalgia of Michael Jordan. Like Mike, I get that we were all raised like that. You cannot tell me in a one-on-one game now that LeBron James wouldn't dominate Mike. In a one-on-one game, LeBron James, 6'9", 260 pounds. If the game was at 7, I think LeBron would win 7-3.
Sweet boy.
Now you can talk. Wait a second. You can talk about his mentality, but we're not talking about 5-on-5 basketball, J. Rose. We're not talking about the passive LeBron making the right play.
Do you need smelling salts?
Take a knee. Are you protesting this argument?
I don't know what he's doing now.
He's praying. It's a combination of both.
He's silent. He's having some sort of a thing.
Jay,
did you just say into a microphone that LeBron James would beat Michael Jordan
in a one-on-one match?
One-on-one?
LeBron James is 6'9", 260. He moves like a guard. He moves like a guard. He defends like a guard.
And winner take out?
Yeah, winner takes ball.
Winner take out.
Winner takes ball.
Okay, no, that one. So
why would it never happen?
Because Michael Jordan was all defensive first team 9 times.
Okay.
LeBron James was 5 times.
Okay.
Michael Jordan led the league.
That's longevity.
I'm gonna answer your question.
Okay.
So Michael Jordan led the league in scoring 10 times.
Okay.
10.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron James led the league in scoring once.
Okay.
So I'm talking about a guy who's been the best offensive player.
Speaking of humility, let's talk about Michael Jordan's legendary response when asked if he was the greatest. His answer: priceless. No chest thumping, no self-proclaimed crown, just that iconic MJ humble deflection. I don't want it, Jordan said, because he felt it would disrespect legends like Wilt Chamberlain and Jerry West, players he never had the chance to compete against. Jordan wasn't just being modest, he was acknowledging that greatness isn't just about titles. It's about respecting the guys who laid the foundation before him. Things get interesting. Jalen Rose, former NBA player turned sharp-tongued analyst, dropped what might be the most balanced take on the GOAT debate. Rose broke down the key differences in eras, playing styles, and career trajectories. He pointed out that LeBron's path to greatness didn't have the same obstacles as MJ's. While LeBron's stats are incredible, Jalen made a crucial point: LeBron's accomplishments are undeniable, but he still has some way to go before surpassing MJ, Bill Russell, and Kareem. It's not just about rings. It's about how and when you claim greatness, and LeBron's premature self-crowning left a lot of people annoyed.
We all know MJ. Even if you don't know him personally, he's one of the most ruthless competitors there is. And till I'm done, and he doesn't have to look at me run up and down wearing the number 23, and every time my name is mentioned with his, he's like, I don't want to fucking talk to you.
The above, the Cleveland Cavaliers, they have given him everything he wanted. They have the highest payroll in NBA history. He wanted J.R. Smith last summer. They paid him. He wanted Shumpert last summer. They bought in Kyle Korver. He's the best player in the world. Does he want all the good players? He don't want to compete? LeBron's a great player and a great guy. But this notion that he's got to have all the best players on his team. He's got Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love. He want everybody. He don't want to compete. He want to be the favorite all the time. It just pisses me off that a guy that great don't want to compete.
And then the decision happened. LeBron announced he was leaving Cleveland for Miami in an over-the-top televised special that rubbed fans the wrong way. I'm taking my talents to South Beach, he said. The backlash was immediate. Cleveland fans burned his jerseys in the streets. Fans everywhere felt like they'd been betrayed. But what really stung was the Miami celebration that followed, where LeBron and his new teammates were seen celebrating titles they hadn't even won yet. Michael Jordan himself called out the idea of forming a super team, saying he would never have called up Magic Johnson or Larry Bird to join him in a team. For MJ, that was an easy way out, and many fans felt the same. One of the most infamous moments of LeBron's career happened in 2009 when a relatively unknown player, Jordan Crawford, dunked on LeBron during a pickup game. What happened next was straight out of a conspiracy theory playbook. Nike reportedly confiscated all footage of the dunk. Critics called it an attempt to control LeBron's narrative, scrubbing any footage that made him look vulnerable. Why didn't LeBron laugh it off? Why did Nike step in to take control of the footage? That moment stuck with LeBron's haters. And to this day, it's cited as evidence that LeBron can't handle looking human even in a meaningless summer run.
But we also know you three kings came down here to win championships. Not one, championships.
Not two.
LeBron, tell us about that.
Not two, not three, not four, not five, not six, not seven.
The answer to the question everybody wants to know. LeBron, what's your decision?
In this fall, man, this is very tough. In this fall, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach and join the Miami Heat.
And the best defensive player.
LeBron, one of the greatest ever. Can't give me 25 points. KD, one of the greatest ever. Can't give me 25 points. Anthony Davis, 8 rebounds.
That's easy.
Devin Booker, 1 3. Are you kidding me?
Hey, LeBron, by the way, 3 threes away from passing Kyle Korver.
Ooh, Kyle Korver can shoot that thing.
Number 7 all time. And he's second in 30-point games now with 559. MJ's got 562.
That's an amazing stat to talk about. Everybody, I don't get into debate about greatness. So LeBron has played how many more seasons than Michael Jordan and he's still behind him? That's crazy. That's crazy. And I love LeBron, but for him to be that far behind MJ and I'm played probably 8 more seasons? Come on, man. Y'all need to stop this.
You talk about you didn't play with 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
How was that experience?
1A, 1B.
1A, 1B.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What's your perspective on that?
Stop playing. Don't do me. Come on, man. MJ's the greatest ever. Come on. Stop.
Yeah, he is. He ain't lose nothing.
Yeah.
At all. He don't even know what losing is.
This man is MVP, Defensive Player of the Year.
That's insane.
First team all defense, MVP of the regular season, MVP of the finals, lead the league in scoring. Only been done 4 times. MJ, and MJ.
Damn.
That's the greatest of all time.
That's how you end the debate with these young guys that want to talk about LeBron. That's how you end the debate with him right there.
I'm gonna take that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write that down.
Got that one though.
Yeah, clip that. It's over.
LeBron is only 2 back.
And then came the feud with Stephen A.S. Smith. What started as a subtle tension between the two exploded during a Lakers-Knicks showdown in March 2021. LeBron was seen confronting Stephen A. courtside, telling him to stop effing with my son. The internet went wild. But why did LeBron snap? Stephen A. had made some comments about LeBron's son, Bronny, suggesting he only made it into the NBA because of his father's influence. LeBron, protective as ever, wasn't having it. And when Stephen A. tried to walk back his comments, the beef only escalated. This was more than just a professional disagreement, it was personal. LeBron James is a complicated figure, undeniably talented, but undeniably polarizing. From his self-appointed crown to his super team mentality and the infamous decision, LeBron's journey to greatness hasn't been without controversy. So what do you think? Does LeBron deserve the GOAT crown? Or is his ego too big for the game? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for more deep dives into the world of sports and drama. This GOAT debate is far from over, and you won't want to miss what comes next.
Of Michael Jordan in career 30-point games. It's 560 to 562 for Jordan. Wow, 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 wow. Surely he'll catch and pass Jordan soon. Wow, 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 wow. I could almost hear the blind witnesses out there chant in creepy, culty unison, GOAT, GOAT, GOAT. No, phony GOAT. LeBron James has now played, are you ready for this, blind witnesses? LeBron James has now played 16,500 more minutes than Michael Jordan did. 16,500 and counting. If I divide those minutes by LeBron's career average of 38 minutes played per game, LeBron has played about 434 more games than Jordan played. And I don't think he's close to being done as he nears age 40 on December 30th. Happy early birthday, LeBron. What's this man going to play? This year and next year? This year and 2 more years? So obviously, he's going to set all sorts of longevity records because he's the most durable superstar we have ever seen. So if you want to call him the longevity GOAT, you can be my guest. But if you're saying to me, see, this is another reason he's better than Jordan, you should be ashamed of yourself. This is a pathetically desperate attempt to justify the laughably absurd notion that LeBron James is better than Michael Jordan. Period. End of story. End of thing.
When LeBron passes up Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in points, and he will this year, will that make him the greatest player ever? Okay. An interesting question. I think the greatest player is Michael Jordan. That's what I think. But
I agree.
LeBron is about to do something that hasn't been done in a long time, and I think he will move his name up there. But for me, it's always Dr. J and Michael Jordan, Magic and those guys. Listen, Jordan was the greatest in my opinion, and he likes LeBron. That's his opinion. But when people look at stats, right? So, his stats are definitely going to be up there. And to have passed up Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, I can truthfully say I'm jealous.
There's just something like subjective about it too. Like it's like you look at the stats, but there's just, I don't know, that feeling MJ used to give you when you would watch him at the top of the key. It's 2, 3, 2.
He's the only.
Sink that shot.
He's the only man that had me terrified on the court. Because I went from high school admiring him, college admiring him, and then he's right there in front of you. And all that you see on your poster, like he's doing it in real life. Like he came by me and said, fast and time, I was like, oh, Mike, yeah, I was terrified.
LeBron era isn't over yet. So let me ask you this. How does he compare to your former teammate, Michael Jordan?
Let's see. That's been a big debate for a while now.
No question.
I just think that if you look at Michael, the body of work he's done over the years. You look at LeBron, the body of work he's done over the years. How many years? 17 now, going to 18. Michael is the greatest player ever. Michael's been injured one time. He never asked to sit out. He never asked for anything, but only he asked for respect and money. And people don't realize when Michael Jordan's playing, I think the first 8-9 years, he was barely making $3 million compared to these guys making $40 million. Wow. No one even knew that. And then when he asked for $30 million for Chicago for the first championship, the fourth championship, he got that. 35 the second year, I guess another 35. I think he wanted 50 in the next year. We were gonna go for 4, but a lot of things went on. But as far as LeBron and Michael, if Michael played in this era, he'll average 50. He averaged 50 points. LeBron's a great talent, no doubt. He's probably one of the top 3 players ever played with Kobe, Magic, Kareem, but Michael's right there. I don't know why you guys discuss the GOAT. Why you discuss the GOAT?
I agree. It's not close enough between Michael and anyone else to really have the conversation. Let's be honest about it.
Michael Jordan always took it to a point that he wanted to guard the best player, even with myself. Even if I start talking trashing him, he would always tell Scottie Pippen, look, I'm taking Gary tonight. He would always take the best basketball player on that thing. But I think now in this era, LeBron doesn't want to tire himself out because he does so much on his Cleveland basketball team. It's a difference. Michael Jordan really didn't have a mindset of, I don't care if I do tire myself out, I'm going to go and take this guy because I want to prove to him that I am the better basketball player. I think that LeBron doesn't have that mindset that he wants to do that every night because he knows that he does so much on his team and he has to exert himself so much that he doesn't do it.
But I'm saying to you, Gary, I've never seen him do it. I'm talking about, I have never seen a game where LeBron has come out from open and tap and said, you know what, I got him. I'm shutting him down. I've never seen him do it ever.
I haven't seen it neither, and it's just, that's the case, but like I said, I haven't seen that. I said it's the truth, but I have to be in LeBron's case too because, like I said, he has to do so much on these basketball teams. He does not have Scottie Pippen. He does not have guys like that who can help him out on a Chicago team in that situation. I think it's just a little different.
So many times we sit around today and we compare MJ to obviously the greatest in the world today in a lot of people's eyes in LeBron James. What do you feel about those comparisons specifically?
Well, first of all, let's not take anything away from LeBron James because LeBron James is a great basketball player, one of the all-time greatest that's ever played the game. LeBron James, to me, when you think about all-around basketball player, he probably is the best of all time, right? All-around basketball player. But when you want to say who's the greatest ever, it's still Michael Jordan. Now, LeBron James' chapter is not closed yet, right? He still has some basketball to play. So maybe he has a chance to catch him later on if he can get some more championships under his belt. But at the end of the day, they're both great, and they played the game the right way. They made their teammates better. They've won championships, and thank God for LeBron, because right now, that's what we're watching. We're watching LeBron James. This is his time. This is his era, and he's dominating this era and in his time.
And the conversation is always going to come up with, with Mike and with LeBron. But is it really a fair comparison based on the times in which they play, or do you look at it as a microcosm of their skill set and say it doesn't matter when you start to look at who's the greatest?
We all know, because of our backgrounds of playing professionally, right? And a lot of people doesn't have this perspective. We know that the rules were different. The rules currently now are different. The travel is different. The refereeing is different. So it is an unfair comparison to say who is the greatest, because everyone's not playing by the same rules. What Oscar Robertson and the late Bill Russell and the late Wilt Chamberlain and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, it's unfair to compare them to today's players because they were dealing with a different set of circumstances. Equipment is different. The sneakers are different. The gymnasiums in which they're playing, the travel, food, training. There's so many things that we can throw into the equation before we start saying who's the greatest. In order to have an accurate assessment of that, everyone's got to play by the same rules. So when I hear these comparisons, they're great for the barbershop. They're great for TV. They're great for debate. They're great for all of the things that we love about the media. However, we were fortunate enough to play. We both know that was different. So it's an unfair comparison. I admire these players today for the era that they're playing in. But let me assure you that if Jimmy Jackson and I saw you and I played against you, I know you were a 25 to 30 point scorer easily in this era because I saw you in the previous era. Okay. And that era was a little different because they were hand checking. Right. It was a little bit more physical. I'm not saying it's better. It was just a different game defensively. People were switching like they just, everyone switches now. You'll come off a screen now and a guy 5'11" would be guarding you. Well, a guy 6'6" couldn't guard you. I know if a guy 5'11" was going to guard you on a switch based on your skill set and how you played. So it's a different time. It's a different era. And I always try to appreciate the eras in which, players play in. And then you look at it and say, now, which do you think would transfer from one era to another?